Welcome back to the autumn 2024 season of the Tansson Talks show. I always appreciate your support. I'm Brandon, the host of the show, and I always love doing this. I'm very excited today to use this podcast episode to reconnect with my friend Michael Cannon. Welcome back to the show, Michael.
What's good?
Yeah, how are you doing this morning?
Tired. Like staying up for 12 hours yesterday watching Batwoman.
And how was it?
Oh, well, staying up 12 hours. Yeah, good.
Oh, well, I'm glad that your viewing was enjoyable, and thank you so much for making the time, to speak with us. I know you have a very busy schedule, and so I'm just glad that we had a few minutes to reconvene and to chat here on the Tansson Talk show.
Yep. But like, what is it, 2020 since the last one or something?
Yeah. Our last discussion was in 2020. You were my 9th ever guest, and now this is episode 91 of my new show. 9 episodes until 100. How does it feel? Being back after this long.
Gotta hit that nines. 9th and 91. 99.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think how much time has passed between then and now. And I know, back in 2020, you were discussing that you were at the time, you had just finished your first semester of your studies, and you were speaking with us too about, figuring things out during the course of the pandemic. But now, Michael, are you able to give us the honor of updating us as to what you're up to now in 2024?
Well, that 2020 plan didn't work, so I went back to school to get a CDL. It took about 4 years later to not driving tractor trailers, but starting at the bottom of driving where I work at. So it's a little bit more pay.
Well, awesome. I'm just so excited to speak with you and to hear about your journey over these past few years, and yeah, so definitely, like I said, to get started. So going back from where we last left off in 2020. So as you were mentioning too, is that your original plan didn't really work out. So are you able to let us know what your original plan was, and at what point did you realize that it maybe wasn't going to work out in the way that you had originally hoped?
Well, the original plan was to be a game designer, and I was passing all the classes that I didn't need, and it was getting a little bit too expensive to keep continuing to go to school. So I just quickly found an extra plan and during the summer and sign up to do CDL.
And overall, for you, when you found a CDL as a potential new path for you, what really drew you to that path and knew that was a better path for you?
I just needed something quick and with had a good payout at the end. That's basically what I was just looking at.
That makes sense. And overall, how was your experience working towards your CDL?
That part only took a month and a half to do all the classes and behind the road. And then I wanted also a backup plan just in case that didn't work, so I went back to school to do electrician.
And overall, how long did take for you to do your electrician school?
That one took a year and a half because I started later in the year. Would have taken me a year, but started late. But better late than never.
Well, that is so true. I mean, for better late than never. And so, so overall, Michael, how was the process of going through your electrician school over that year and a half?
I was pulling triples during that whole time too, so it was pretty darn tired for that whole year and a half because I was just making sure I was working while going to school. So the only time I slept was during the weekends. But electrician school was pretty fun.
And what would you say was your favorite part of that whole process? And since you mentioned that you were pulling triple shift, are you able to to let the audience know as to what that meant for you and your schedule on a regular basis?
Oof. Well, luckily there was not a lot of homework, but it was he just gave me time on the weekends, after I was done resting up to quickly do all the tests and stuff and still get it done and pass the course.
And so for you, you know, like what were your overall hours like for when you were pulling triple shift, and how did that work overall? Like were they free consecutive, ones, or did they have different times that they started and ended for you?
In the beginning of the year, I was doing Monday through Wednesday, or like every other like day or something. I was working from like 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. the next day, but I got like an hour break in between shifts in the shift for being out that long. So I mean, and then like the last half of the year, it was like Wednesday through Friday of working those triples, doing like, was it the same thing, like being 10, 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. the next day. So I barely got sleep those 3 days, but it was worth it. And then the summer, I tried pulling 4 days, pulling triples. That didn't really work out, so I was like, I'll just stick to the three, like Wednesday through Friday.
And overall, like how long did it take for you to, I mean, adapt to that? And I know that you'd done it for, you did overall for a couple years, but but how long did it take for you to initially, get your body used to that sort of work schedule?
Oh, I really never got used to it. I just had my alarm and kept focusing on the end goal of it all.
Yeah, and so for you overall, are you able to let us know like what overall you envisioned as your overall end goal for, I mean, for your work?
Well, really didn't know if, well, I wanted to do have like a CDO and electrician, so like somewhere in my company, if they needed someone with both, I can have like that luxury to have both.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And so, are you able to let us know overall, like, how was the process for you personally, over these past few years, I mean, to go for your goals and keep working to accomplish them, even when the first goal, didn't work out for you?
That I don't know, because I don't know how the heck I managed to get to where the heck I just kept on working and hopefully eventually worked out. Luckily, it kind of did a few months ago when I got the phone call saying, uh, you've been selected to start driving. I was like, yes, because I was just kind of chilling on like on my second vacation, like around in the hot tub when I got the phone call.
And how that feel for you? I mean, finally getting that call.
Well, at first I was like, this some random number. They'll just leave a message if it's really important. And then I clicked the voicemail and it was actually important. I was like, no, come back, come back, come back. And luckily it was like during the day still, so it was still time to answer and everything.
At least you listened to the call.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so since you mentioned that you were on your second vacation of the summer during the time of your call, I did want to go back a little bit. So I know that at least within the past year and a half that we've been speaking anyway, that I know that you've been really prioritizing some of your vacations, and you've taken all sorts of trips.
Yeah, I went to the Bahamas on my first one, went to Tennessee on the second one just a few weeks ago. I went back to the Bahamas to like different parts of it.
Yeah, and so to backtrack a little too, I know that you had done quite a bit of trips, like uh, last year as well, and I know you've like practically have gone all over the place, whether it's to cruises or concerts or wherever the case may be. And so so how long have you been going all out for these vacations, and how have you been able to, I mean, plan them with your work and school schedule?
Well, luckily I was when I was pulling those triples, I was just basically saving up for like future trips. And luckily I like picked vacations like during the summer when I was out of school, except for like this past one where I was already done, graduated in May. But like, kind of just planned to see where I wanted to go, all up and down the East Coast.
And you've been able to hit quite a few places.
Yep, gotta go to Europe at some point. That's the next big objective.
Yeah, I mean, and is that like a next year trip, or is that more of a distant future for the Europe trip?
It's definitely won't be next year at the moment because gotta adjust to the new life schedule. But hopefully in the next 2, 3 years I'll be in Europe.
That's pretty cool. And I know that, of course, like I said, that you graduated from your electrician school, just a few months ago. And so, how did it feel for you, being able to graduate from the program around the same time that you would have, finish your bachelor's? Did it feel fulfilling knowing that the timeline just happened to sort of work out like that?
Honestly, I didn't even like realize at the time. I was just making sure, and then like closer to the end, I was like, I'm graduating in 2024, where I would have graduated and walked the stage if I actually did and finish program.
And how's it? I mean, for you knowing that you've still been able to, I mean, to work towards, your goals and ambitions, and and overall, let's say continue, progressing, but making your own path forward.
That I have no idea how to like respond to that one at the moment. 'Cause that's just, yeah, I didn't know how to respond.
Well, all good there. But for anyone who's listening who may be interested in pursuing a trade such as like what you did, what advice would you give to them?
Ooh, I don't know. I really don't really talk or like give advice out that much, but if it's like your, I guess, if it's like your passion, or if you're trying to like support for your future family or yourself, then I think you should like do it. And that my end goal was to just make sure that I can get a job that can like support like living on my own, and then making sure that if I was to like start someday, like I will still like be making that money to support that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, and I did want to switch gears a little bit. So, so I know overall that I mean, since the time that we've spoken, that I know that you've also taken it upon yourself to continue, learning not just with your crafts, but I know that if I remember correctly, that you've also been learning a bits of some other languages as well.
Yeah, I started to learn certain languages just for the fun of it, but the main one that like still stuck in my head is French. Like no matter what language I try to study, French is the one that's just stuck to me longer than the other language.
And what do you think, overall that French is the one that I mean that stuck with you, and what really, got you to want to, learn another language?
Well, one is a requirement in like school, but like the second one is just, I don't know. It's just, I don't even know why. Like I mean, I took Spanish 1 year, didn't really like it that much, but so then I took French, and I was like, this seems like my cup of tea a little bit, and it just like I can read it pretty well, and like I listen to French music
So really immersing, yourself within the language.
pretty much. Like still now, I still listen to like French music when it comes to release radars on Spotify, just so I can like keep that French to me and keep it like with me and never lose it.
Well, that was it. I mean, yeah, it makes perfect sense. And even though that your schedule is a bit busier now, have you still been able to find time to immerse yourself within French?
Yeah, I still listen to like my Spotify, like listen to French like on the way to work, and still like have it on shuffle play to swap between languages, so I can like keep like some vocabulary with me, or like enhance my vocabulary of what I don't know by just listening to how it's like worded in a sentence.
Well, I'm glad that you're continuously, learning and going through, that process. And so since the time of you, leaving high school, of course, in the pandemic, up until now, like, what has been some of the personal progression that you've been working towards over, these past few years, outside of just learning your trade, and and of course, learning on your own for French.
I don't know how to like word that because I don't know. I just basically just kind of like, I don't know. I just kind of just did it. I don't know how to explain it. And then I was just doing it to reach a goal.
Well, that makes sense though. But I guess how have you been able? To connect with peers during this time? Have you been able to? I mean, to connect with some other yeah, individual, whether they be like friends that you knew previously or meet new people during this time?
Well, I would when I did turn 21 and I could finally like go into the clubs, it was a whole different. We met some new people, but they never really stuck around because my antisocial stuff. And I was like, no, and have no way of really communicating. So I mean, still have not really met anyone like extremely new.
So, Mike, I did want to ask too. So, how has it been? I mean, personally, being able to, I mean, to catch up and to even stay in touch over, yeah, this last year and a half. I know we've been mainly, yeah, texting and everything, but how's it feel to now be able to verbally chat and connect as well?
Yeah, it is good to like catch up with like certain people from like back in middle school and stuff. I wish we still like has some people's like numbers, but I do like see them on Instagram and they're like starting their lives and stuff, and it's like, dang, what the heck happened?
Yeah, isn't it crazy that we finished back in 2016? I mean, that was 8 years ago.
Dang, I feel old. I need my cane.
I mean, yeah, it definitely feels. I mean, so bizarre, but yeah, being able to speak here, like, how has that been? Yeah, every conversation is different, but how is it for you to be able to, I mean, have our conversation and even beyond? Like, so, like, how is your class going to be laid out?
Well, the class this week is only 3 days, like Wednesday through Friday, and then Monday and Tuesday I'm on the road doing the road test, and then after that it's pass or fail, and then hopefully it's pass because they're gonna make sure we pass, and then I'll be on the road for like 3 or 4 months, and then hopefully I'm kept on the road, and if not, they make me like a like have me labeled as full time, but like I'm supposed to cover when someone's sick or on vacation.
And out of curiosity, I know for me as a communication person, I did want to ask you, you know, since our we most often speak over text communication, is what would you say is the difference between verbal communication and written communication, especially like for you?
Sometimes I remember more reading because we do like text log than I do speaking, unless I like hear that person's voice like in my head. And I'm like, yep, I do remember hearing and saying that. Other than that, it just depends on the scenario.
And I know you actually do like reading, if I remember correctly.
I do like to read stuff in French sometimes and be like, huh, well, that's funny. I can actually understand the meme and stuff in French. So,
Do you find a lot of memes in French?
well, back in 2020 when I still had all the French, so my whole thing was Instagram was full of French memes, and then now it's a bunch of food. So
Interesting. And I know back in 2020, you said that you were, very like addicted to video games. Do you still play video games?
not a lot as I used to. I've just been watching TV.
What type of TV do you watch? I know you're watching, I believe, Batwoman.
Batwoman, any crime shows like Eye on Television. That's pretty much the genre I watch. DC mostly.
Yeah, and I know a few years ago we were texting back when Marvel Runaways was still on.
Great show. Wish it continued like the Runaways and oh, what was that one? Cloak and Dagger. 'Cause I like their little crossover.
Yeah, I enjoyed the crossover. Did you finish Cloak and Dagger? I only saw the first season.
Yeah, then they have two. Yeah, I did see that because like the second one was more Dagger's like backstory, and I think season 3 was gonna be Cloak's, but they just cut it or something.
I definitely wish, those shows could have, continued forward. Is there any show that you're most looking forward to watching coming up?
I have not kept anything up with Marvel since like all the Agents of Shield, Runaways, and like of course Deadpool, and Wolverine, but like I haven't seen anything.
That makes sense. What would you say is the difference between being able to like to type out like our connections, versus being able to speak them?
I'm glad I caught the mute, but no, I'm definitely not strong verbally. I'm more thinker than purple. Well, verbally, you have to like think like right then and there. If you type it, then you have some time to think about it, like make sure it makes sense.
Yeah, that definitely does. Yeah, make sense. And like I said, for me, that says communication. Yeah, and now teaches public speaking. I mean, that's something I really emphasize to my students is that there's a power of communication, being able to connect with others, but it's important to understand that everyone has different strong suits, whether it's typing or verbally communicating, or even in person versus online.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned that a few months ago that you were actually working to improve some of your communication skills, work on your socialization and whatnot.
Yep, still working. Definitely have not improved.
Well, I've definitely, like I said, seen some improvement. Myself, Michael, like I said, I've been really enjoying. Like I said, being able to catch up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I know right now in the time that we are speaking that you are in between, your previous positions and then you preparing for the next chapter in your life. So how has this time, been for you these couple of days? I mean, yeah, how was this, for you going for this?
Uh, Kind of sucks that I'm gonna miss well for like a little bit the people I work with like on my shift because we were pretty fun. And we would say basically have fun doing what we do, and then having that little break, it's like, oh, it's like here we go into the process of about to meet new people and start something new, but it all has to come to an end eventually. But I'll be back with them soon once the things start to die down a little bit. But in the time being, it's gonna be a different change. Going from nights to day would definitely mess up my schedule.
And and how are the preparations right now and working to flip your sleep schedule, because you're practically going from working in the early morning to now you're going to have, I guess, a normal person life, and working during the day and sleeping at night, so practically a whole 180 there.
That is gonna be hard, and that didn't work out because I thought I was training for it, but I'm still staying up to like 2 o'clock in the morning, even though I got up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, that did not work out very well on sleeping schedule.
Well, how many days do you have, I mean, left as of the time that we're speaking to prepare yourself for your new schedule and your new role?
2 days, and that's not enough time for me to swap my sleeping schedule. But I will have to quickly adapt for that.
Well, are you overall? I mean, even though, of course, I know this adjusting the sleeping schedule will be a bit of an adjustment, but overall, are you ready for? I mean, for this transition within your life, going from having finished your studies earlier this year to having accepted the new position, a position that you've been working towards for several years, but are you ready to officially? Begin well, I guess begin the training portion and then the position in about 2 days.
Yes, but some like I've been really looking for a couple of years, and I'm actually pretty glad that I was able to get it this time around. Because last year I got outbid, so like this year I finally had enough time in the company to actually be accepted and be in here. So I'm glad was able to get.
Well, I'm glad that, I mean, that you are able to, I mean, that you are able to do this. I know, like I said, we've been speaking for about a year and a half. We had a chance to briefly catch up last summer, but I mean, I'm overall so glad that, I mean, it's all working out for you, and that you've been able to continue progressing forward. And and Michael, while we are speaking, speaking of that new chapter that you'll be beginning in just a few days. So overall, I know both of us right now, we are 22 years old, and both, in that emerging adulthood time where we are, having just finished our studies, but now, beginning our first, real roles. I mean, I guess in society, but also our careers, and so for you, like, how do you see everything for you personally progressing over the next few years? What would you like to see happen within your life over the next few years to come?
Mm, well, one, I hope I can like start a family maybe some point in the future, and hopefully like this position will like make me financially stable to be able to have one. So when I find the right one, they can, But I guess in the meantime, before that, I guess this new position would help me get my trip to Europe, like save up to go to Europe faster, and I guess explore a little bit more before that happens and settle down.
Well, even though I definitely, of course, wanted to hear about what you'd want to do in Europe. I did want to, I mean, just inquire a little bit, while we're speaking. And I know that, of course, you have to go momentarily, but I did want to ask. So, since you said that you'd want to start a family, like, what does it mean to you to be able to, hopefully, start a family within, the future of the next several years?
Basically, if I'm going out to travel, of course, I mean they gotta be like a little bit older so they can like fit on a plane and stuff. But like I would take them with me. Like I'm not leaving them at home. No, we're gonna go explore this world together.
And have you always had, this philosophy about, about what you'd want to do with, with your family one day and in the future?
Go to different like amusement parks, different countries, or like just explore what's on this earth. That way, when they get older, they will want to like explore too and like go back.
I love that, and I really hope that that you're able to do that. Continue, accomplishing your goals, and one day start that. That family that that you want to have.
Well, I know I cannot have one right now. I'm not financially responsible for all that, but like I'm like everything else is just the financial part. But hopefully in the like I don't know 5, 7 years from now, maybe down that line, I like get the money up and I guess maturity. I guess some things have to be like matured a little bit, and then maturity and financially, and then like settle down and have a kid or a couple or start a family and then travel with them.
Well, Michael, I'm just so glad that that we have a chance. I had a chance to speak here today. I'm just, like I said, really glad that we have this opportunity to catch up. I know we don't have a chance to chat too often, but I'm so glad that your schedule allowed for it today, even if it did, just recently pop up.
Yeah, nothing like getting the news like on the little Zoom is like you cannot work the regular shift you work. And it's like, what? I'm like, I mean, it's understandable because regulations, but like, it's like, I want to like make fun of my people like one more time. You're like, what? Because not a lot of people like to work Fridays, so it's like, I can like have that one good laughter before I go off.
Well, even though it's unfortunate that you weren't able to, to see them one last, time before you begin your new role. I know that you mentioned that I believe your new position just goes through January, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And so overall, like as of right now, anyway, in autumn 2024. So is the plan right now where after you finish the current temporary position in January, do you go back to the position you are currently leaving?
Um, Hopefully they keep me on as like a full time with them with what I'm about to do. But it's probably like if someone goes on vacation, then I'll cover for them. But like I'll still be doing like being back to where I was doing before, but like covering for anyone who goes on vacations or sick.
Well, that makes sense. And are you looking forward to that? And do you hope that they're able to choose you for full time?
That I am hoping because that's what I've been wanting for like the past like 3 years. I mean, I work full time hours, but I'm considered part time. But I'm hoping that's like full time, like kind of permanent.
Well, I really hope that you are able to, get it and get the full time task that you've been, wanting for quite a while. And yeah, like I said, but I really hope that it works out. And out of curiosity, what would be the next progression forward? After receiving full time, is there a specific position that you have in mind that you'd like to do?
Hopefully, get more, I guess, seniority just to become a tractor trailer driver. So eventually, like, put my CDL to use.
And I know, of course, since you have your electrician's license too, have you had a chance to, to use that yet?
Well, I don't have my journeyman's. I kind of like I need to take 4 years in apprentice in order to do the journeyman. So I'm just apprentice, still labeled as apprentice until I be 4 years as an apprentice and then take my journeyman's. And then after the journeyman's, I then have an electrician card. But like I will have some sort of kind of like options in between the two.
Well, I'm glad at least that you're going to have options, and and going through the journeymans, is that something that you would potentially still be interested in, or is that something that you'd perhaps just keep as a skill set that you have to use for your hopefully one day tractor trailer driving?
Well, I don't know if that'll be used as tractor trailer driving for like the electrician, unless everything becomes electric. But that's more of mechanic side. But it is useful for like looking around if I own a house one day and be like, oh, I can we wire this and it's like so back burner skills that I will need in the future.
So that way, at least you can use that for more practical skills within your everyday life.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm really glad that you have a versatile set of skills and that you're able to to use them overall to further your life, and I'm just so excited to see for you to let me know how everything goes and continues to progress within your life.
Yeah.
So I did want to start off by asking, before we close out, is there anything that we did not hit in your journey? I know that we didn't have a ton of time, but is there anything else that you wanted to hit? Any questions for me, or whatever the case may be, while we're speaking here today and closing things out?
None that I can think of at the moment.
So now that we're in episode 91 of the Tansson Talks show, I did want to ask, so what does it mean to you to be able to tell your story here on the podcast? Coming back after 2020 from my Bran'sTech podcast.
Well, that's probably a huge difference other than this flipping hair that I got going on here from the 2020 2024. Good thing that apparently that's never changed. But you can probably see like I sort of matured a little bit from 2020. I mean, other than I'm still fucking sitting on a bed, and then last time was like in a hotel room. I guess that really didn't change. But like the goals were probably different back then. Well, I mean, it was probably didn't change. Well, eh, still maybe about the same. Or it was just like that process of converting to what I'm about to do now, or what I did now.
Well, I'm glad overall. I mean that you said that you've been able to, mature a little bit since then, progress forward within your life, within your goals, and yeah, so it's been fun to, like I said, to have our conversation now and to look back at our podcast conversation in 2020 alongside, the brief recording that we had back last year in summer 2023. But like I said, because we did have a chance to speak last year, Michael, I did want to actually do something a little different for the channel. And I actually want to, look back a little bit as to the discussion that we had last year in summer 2023, I believe June, because we never actually had a chance to use that footage, so I did want to go ahead and look back at it. Is there anything you remember about that time?
No, I really don't remember anything. A lot. Last year was pretty busy, so no, I really don't.
If I remember correct, I think you were in your hotel preparing for one of your vacations when we last spoke.
Oh yeah, it's coming back. It's like the little. I was in Florida for a whole week, Tampa, because I want to go to Busch Gardens there, down there.
And how was your trip? Yeah, for Busch Gardens, Tampa. Was it enjoyable?
It was nice, hot. I went by myself. It was like my birthday, like week, so it was pretty nice.
Would you say that Busch Gardens, Tampa is any better than Busch Gardens, Williamsburg? Like, compare or contrast?
Well, I can do like the whole park. Well, since I'm like solo, I can do both parks in like a good couple hours. But the one in Tampa, because I went during the middle of the week and no one's there, I did the whole bush in like 2 hours. But in comparison, I don't know, they both each have their like pros and cons with them.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. But if you have to go back, like, would you go back to both of them, or would you choose to go back to one over the other?
Well, I'm kind of bushed out with the one we got over here because I've been there since I was like 6. Every like year went there, so I'm bushed out there. I don't mind going back to the one in Florida every now and then. Might do a lot. Might do like a Orlando University or something next time.
Wow. Awesome. I'm very happy to be speaking with my friend Michael Cannon. Thank you so much for being here.
What's up? It's good to be on here again after like a couple years being injured.
Yeah, well, first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just chilling in the hotel room, relaxing, eating some. Well, not eating anymore because I got full.
Well, that is all good. So, say like I said, I'm so excited to have you back on here. First of all, thank you so much for taking your time here to speak with us. I know you have a very busy schedule, but I'm so glad that you were able to squeeze in a moment for us to chat and catch up today.
Vacation time.
Yeah, and so how is your vacation? Are you able to tell us a little bit as to what you're up to this week?
I went to drove like 14 hours just to come here, go to Busch Gardens, ate some gator finally. I'm craving that for like I don't know, like 6 years or something like that. Yeah, 6 years. Was it like high school? Yeah, 6 years ago. Craving gator, finally got it. I'm just waiting till tomorrow to drive to Miami. So what brought me to it was I had 2 weeks off. I was gonna go on a cruise to somewhere else, but I had to be 21 to do that, so I had to wait to go to the next week's cruise to do the same thing. So I was basically meeting my cruise here until, so I did some other things before that cruise.
Well, awesome. Well, are you at least enjoying your relaxation time? Because I know you are such a hard worker. And actually, since it's been a while since we've caught up with you, so the last time that we spoke was December 2020. And so I know a lot has changed since then. So are you able to do like a brief catch up for us?
Well, I mean, I got my CDL, work, and then cut my foot open with the lawnmower. So I couldn't walk for 5 months. Got back, and I just been working 8 to 12 hours a day, and I finally got my vacation, and I signed up for it in December, and basically here I am. I know I'm supposed to go to Canada like next week, but I changed it to the end of the month of July just because forgot about my car insurance coming up. I was like, oh, it's the same day of my Canadian, so I just changed it.
Are you excited for your Canada trip?
Oh yeah, I'm going to Niagara Falls, so it's gonna be so nice. I think they'll be in school by then, so it'll be like less traffic.
That makes sense. Have you been to Canada before?
No, it'll be my first time even reaching that high up. I've been to New York, but not Buffalo.
Wow. But I mean, that all sounds pretty exciting. So, how long have you been planning this vacation? And was this overall birthday vacation for you?
I've been planning since like November, since I saw that I was in 2 weeks. So all in November, I planned the birthday vacation and the trip to Canada. I was trying to make sure I had a bunch of trips and cruises and concerts to go to. Probably do like the Pitbull concert here in like October. But, yeah.
First of all, I did want to say I'm glad that you have been able to recover from your injuries from last year. 'Cause I know that took a lot of time to recover.
Yeah, I still feel it. Probably will forever. But it's a there it goes. But yeah.
So, how was the transition from you going from when we last spoke as a stay-at-home college student to now what you're doing, working full-time and also doing, classes to get your certifications?
It's actually took some used to try to match up the schedule. Told like them what hours I can work and what days of the week I can work, and then because of school, so that way I have time to do homework and everything. And they worked out with me. I know in August I'm gonna have to do it again because of school starting back up, so I had to switch it all to different times so I can still get my 40 hours in the week and still do school.
Well, first of all, I mean, kudos to you for continuing to work on your education and somehow managing to do that with your jobs. I don't know how you do it. I mean, that's definitely two major time commitments right there on top of anything that you're doing personally. So just truly kudos to you.
Thank you.
Like I said, that's impressive. So what are you doing now and what are you hoping to do in the future?
I have a CDL. I'm going for electric wiring as like a backup plan, just to have like many backup plans just in case something don't work out. Other than that, and I think I'll be graduating with electric wiring in April next year.
Awesome. Well, April 2024 is really not that far away when you think about it. And Well, I mean, time just really flies by. I mean, like I said, it really has been 2.5 years since we've even spoken on here. It really feels like it was just a couple months ago.
Yeah, shoot, time did fly. Now I got glasses. Last time I didn't. Oof, I'm getting old.
So I know, coming up, you're even getting your own apartment and everything too.
Yeah, shoot, it's gonna be nervous. I mean, not nervous. It's gonna be interesting.
So between now and summer of 2023 and when you get your CDL towards the end of spring of 2024, what are some of your hopes for yourself?
I'm hoping just to have a nice, good, stable pay, just so I can just enough to chill with. But I don't want to have like millions of dollars because then I'll just be bored all day. Like, oh, spinning, spinning, spinning. Just want enough to live comfortable. Well, comfortable and kind of like how I'm doing now.
I like that you're going for a nice balance, like a mix of comfort, but also with stability. But at the same time, though, you're not spending all your earnings.
Yeah.
Like I said, even from when we last spoke, you were one of my very first guests who ever be on one of my podcasts. And here we are now where I've had over 100 guests. So it's just extraordinary to think about.
Start from somewhere and then just branched out.
Because, yeah, I mean, when we first really got to know each other in 2015, I mean, that's about, was that 8 years ago?
Oh, Lord. That's about, yeah, 19 class.
Yeah, so how's it feel for you knowing that when we first started regularly communicating back in 2015, that we would still be here today chatting, and especially on a platform like this, since none of us are really social people?
No, I hide in my little dark room all day, sitting, watching TV. This is the most I've been out of my room. Well, still in a room, just not in my room.
So I really hope that you enjoy your upcoming vacation, Michael, and very well deserved for all that you do.
Shoot, I told everyone about the vacation. They were like, yeah, you deserve it. I was like, yes, about time. Because I haven't taken no days off. Because I'll be bored at home. Get my enough hours during the week and then chill and relax on the weekends. Sleep like a good 12 hours. Well, I mean, there's 3 different shifts, and I know each supervisor on each shift. Midnight's my shift, so I just call in like day and twilight to see if they're like I have like extra, spot to fill in, and I go in and I work. And I tell them, oh, hey, the school is can't work like say Monday or Tuesday during these hours of school, but I can double, triple Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And they were like, yeah, we can work with that. And then I'm just in.
What time do you normally go in and leave? I mean, during the days for your regular shifts, or when you're doubling or tripling?
Well, when I double or triple, it's from like 12:15 to like 3 or 4 in the morning. But we get like an hour break in between shifts.
So in the very rare times that you are not working, what is it that you do outside of that now?
Oh, sleep or play video games, pretty much. I don't want to do anything because I've done everything in my area, so I've just been saving up money to do like stuff out of the state. Shoot, it's rewarding. Just trying to penny pinch. Well, not penny pinch, just having set aside some money. That way I can do like fun things like this on like the weekends and stuff and go to concerts. It's nice.
I bet. Yeah, and the fact that you're able to do all of this, I mean, it's just extraordinary. And so I hope that you're able to continue having these amazing adventures and always let me know. Just always keep me posted on just the amazing stuff that you're doing, because it's just really fun to see everything that you're able to do, despite the fact that you're still busy. I mean, really comes to, I guess, defy the odds that, oh yeah, well, just because I'm busy and always working doesn't mean that you can't have a little fun too.
Pretty much. Yeah, I have to find that balance. If you don't, you just won't be right mentally. Yeah, I have to have some fun some days.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but like I said, this is only but a short segment, but I did want to once again thank you, Michael, for being here, for chatting with us. So for those watching this segment right now, whether it be on YouTube or otherwise, what would you say is a important life lesson, thought, or whatever it is that you'd like to leave the viewers with?
Ooh, I'm not good with those. Yeah, I was never good at those, even as a kid. Yeah, I have nothing that comes to mind for that. Other than like work hard and find some balance to have fun. Gotta have fun. You only live once. YOLO.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah, I just randomly came up with it. It's just on the spot as I was going.
Like I said, this is always so fun to speak with you. Thank you so much, as always, for all the support, and I can't wait to continue chatting with you offline, Michael.
That's no English hard. Good grief. That's why I speak French sometimes. Took 3 years of French. I like read it and speak it a little bit. I just wish I had like someone to speak with so I can speak it fluently. I learned some Spanish and some German and a little bit of Russian, but I read those Spanish and German more than I speak it. So if I can see Spanish and German and read the words, I'll understand what they're saying. Other than that, just they speak it. Mach 10, no. Mi no hablo español, je préfère français parce que c'est difficile. Yeah, just keep going.
Wow, that is incredible though, that you were able to pick up the skills of learning bits and pieces of these different languages, and I mean that is a really impressive skill to have.
Shoot, yeah, I went to a Hispanic concert. I don't know if they like to call it Hispanic, but like a month ago to see On the Way. It's nice.
How was it?
So I had to learn some Spanish in order to understand. I mean, I know the music because I read the lyrics, but them speaking, I lost the Spanish portion.
Wow, that's incredible. But did you at least enjoy the experience?
Yes. See, it just automatically goes to French.
Well, all good there. Michael, this has been so fun being able to chat with you and catch up a little. I truly wish you all the best and enjoy your vacation. It is so well earned. Can't wait to continue keeping up with you as these years and months progress. This has been such a great experience.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a great experience too. Shoot, we're gonna be old and with like canes here soon. Hopefully next time we on a boat or something. Not a boat, but like I get like a jet ski or something, just on the lake. That's what I'm hoping.
That definitely be interesting. Thank you all so much for tuning in to my chat with Michael. I'm so glad I had a chance to speak with him. Until next time, have a wonderful day, everyone, and let's continue on our mission to bring people together. I'll see y'all later. Take care.
Peace.
So, how does it feel like looking back at 2023? Does it feel, that it's been over, a year ago since your 21st birthday?
Oof, no, it's time definitely has flown by really fast. Yeah.
If there's anywhere such as like online, like with social media, if you'd like for anyone listening to potentially chat with you, I did want to allow for your opportunity, but if not, that's quite all right as well.
Oh no, I like to work in the shadows with that one.
All good there. Like I said, but I did at least, like I said, want to provide you that opportunity. But Michael, last but certainly not least, I did want to allow a moment for you to go ahead and close out our discussion with whether it be a life lesson, inspirational thought, whatever the case may be. The floor is all yours.
Yeah, I'm not really good with those kind of things. I'm an observer, so I think a lot to myself. So I really don't have any like advice at the moment to give. I'm sorry about that.
Well, let me flip this question then. And so, if you could have a motto for your life, or a saying that I think represents your personal journey, what would you say represents your personal journey the most?
Well, it'd definitely be the quote from Meet the Robinsons, just like keep moving forward.
I love that. Well, Michael, I said thank you so much for allowing for us to speak today in the brief time that you have available. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much for all of your support, both personally and for the show. I know you also own a little bit of my merch as well, so I want to thank you for that as well.
Yeah, I got that little purple Tansson cup mug somewhere on my windowsill. It's like hidden behind my dresser because the way my room's set up, but I got like a lot of cups from like different places.
Yeah, I know that you've been collecting them a little bit.
Yeah, not have too many cups, Need that coffee for later.
Well, like I said, I'm glad that it all works out. And like I said, for those tuning in, thank you so much, as always, for tuning in to the Tansson Talks show. I always appreciate your support and continue tuning in every week as we continue on our mission to bring people together. I'll see you next time. Take care.